Okay. I'm going to try something different today. I believe I am live in the group. So let me know if I am. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to okay, I think I'm good. Okay. So when you're jumping on, please say hi to me. If you're watching this on YouTube, just skip forward about a minute and a half. I get my shit together here. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. And if anybody's able to jump on, I believe I can still see the chat. Let me see if I can go. I can still see the chat. Okay, so what I'm going to go through today is, and if you have your charts, just have your chart with you, and you're going to look at gate 24. And I will show you in 1 second. Let me know if you can see my screen. So if you're catching this live, say hi to me, tell me where you're coming in from. And if you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay. All right. So what you're going to first do is you'll look for gate. And if you were in my masterclass, you will know what a gate is. So a gate is these numbers here. So what you'll do is look for 24. Okay. So gate 24 is in the ajna. It's right here. Okay. So when I say, is fear blocking your blessings? What I mean is, this is the channel of awareness. So 24 to 61 is a channel of awareness. So let me move this up here. So I have that complete channel, which is 24 to 61. I have that completely, like, that's a complete channel for me. And when I mean complete channel, it means this little red circle is completely activated, which is colored in. It doesn't matter if it's black, it doesn't matter whatever it is, whatever color it is, that's what it is. Okay. So that is complete from end to end. So like this is a complete channel, this is a complete channel. You get what I'm saying? This is this is a they call it a hanging gate. So this is not a complete channel. Okay. Moving forward. So gate 24 is active in my earth. Now, in a couple of weeks, I will be doing a masterclass, how to understand the planets, what they're used for, and that's all here. So I'm not going into that today. I'm just going to go into Earth, which Earth is, you'll look at these things here. So all these little things. So this is sun, this is Earth. So Earth is right underneath the sun. Okay. So when you're looking here, my gate 24 is Earth just means gate 24 it is in 24. So this is grounding and balance. That's all the Earth means. Okay. So the gate 24 connects the ajna to the head. Okay, so this is the head center. All right, so this is the channel of awareness. So full channels, which are just defined channels, are the knowing circuit. So not going too far deep into this is just basically super consciousness. So if this is blocked, meaning if you have this activated and this is blocked, you are living in fear. So for me, this is my chart. Before I was living in fear. So this was completely blocked until I unblocked it. Okay. That is tapping in, that is getting downloads, that is, healing, that is deconditioning, that is all of that stuff. Okay. So if you are a person that has either 61 activated, not complete, or just 24 activated, whatever it is, even if it's not a complete channel, and you are living in fear, you are 1,000% blocking your blessings. Okay. So let me know if this is making sense. So this right here would be where you're blocked. Now, when I say about being blocked, it's not a bad thing. It just means that's where a lot of my clients, that's where I start with a lot of deconditioning with my clients. And that's where I started. Okay. So this is where you're blocked if your head and ajna. And if we're being rational here, okay, staying the same would be staying in a toxic relationship or not evolving or growing. Okay. So you can stay the same. And you don't need to have this activated to block your blessings out of fear. It's just, this is where you would look. If you were to read your client's chart, a couple of my clients are now reading other people's charts. I help you do that too through my program. You'll be able to read other people's charts, use this with your business. A couple of my clients, are, in accounting or just have their own other businesses that they actually now do this with their clients. So that's what I'm here to teach you guys. I just want to be the one to help teach you guys understand this. And then you can use this however you want in your life. Okay. So the head center, just do a little brief kind of FYI 411, whatever you want to call it, 101 of these centers. So the head center is for inspiration and mental pressure. So that would be the lower expression of this, which would be, if you're in fear, this is where you're questioning yourself. This is where you have doubt. This is where your confusion comes from. Okay. Now the ajna, which is here, is thoughts, answers, opinions, insights, ideas, conceptualizing things. Now in your throat here is communication, manifestation, speaking, and doing. Your heart right here. Look, I don't even know. This is the heart or ego, will be willpower, self-worth, or like I said, ego. Now, this is not the ego in your head. This is in your body. This is your energy system. Okay. So like I said, with the ajna, if you have a defined ajna, this is a sense of certainty. It's not a complete logical energy though. So that's very important. I'll say this again, sense of certainty. So you might need, if you have, for me, I have a defined ajna. I need certainty in my life. Doesn't matter what it is, okay? It's not complete logical energy too. I want to remind you about that. So the blessings of the ajna would be your awakened center. So if you're not quote unquote awakened, as they call them, you would be the one to determine that. I'm not determining that. It's not my place to say that, if people are awakened or not. You know that you can trust yourself and your intuition. You know that you're connected to source, higher power, God, whoever you want. That's for you to determine. That's not for me to determine. That is not my job here. So don't even ask me if you're awakened. If you have to ask me you're awakened, then maybe just ask yourself that. But we're going to move forward now. Okay. So a defined ajna would be one, your healing ajna cuts away from expectations and assumptions. So you can, a couple questions you can ask yourself are, what are your tendencies? Okay. Or what are your tendencies that you need to cut away from, or your assumptions or your expectations? Okay. So another one is a defined ajna. It's hard to see the difference between point of views. So if you have if this is an unhealed or unawakened ajna that is defined, these two characteristics are very important. I'm going to repeat them. So ajna cuts away from expectations and assumptions. So what are your tendencies? That's some of the questions that you could ask yourself. Okay. So a healing ajna, this is different. A healing ajna cuts away from the expectations and assumptions. So if one, what are your tendencies? If one is not healed or it is healing, you know, and I don't want to say healed because we're all just healing. You're never really fully healed. You know, you just heal different parts of stuff and it just keep going deeper and deeper. Okay. So then the other one, the second one is hard to see. So a defined ajna, another characteristics, it's a defined ajna, hard to see the difference of point of view. So if it's hard for you to see a difference in somebody else's point of view, so if you're only seeing one-sided, if it's a one-sided relationship, if you're only seeing your side, your point of view, and you can't actually pull yourself out, like get out of your own way and pull yourself out and see it from a different perspective, you probably have some healing to do in that area. There's probably a big shadow. There's probably something that you need to work on there. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to have a defined ajna or not. I'm just saying that usually for you to unblock yourself, you need to get to the root of that. Okay. So now when I say that, it's hard to see the different point of view. This comes from fear. Okay. So if you go down here to gate 44, this is fear of the past. So gate 44 is fear of the past. I'll say this again. You can write this down. If you have gate 44 activated, you probably have, or if it's, you know, subconscious versus conscious, whatever it is, if it's activated, even if it's not activated, you still have access to all of these 64 energies. Okay. It's just more amplified in some areas than it is for others. Okay. So for me, I do have this activated, and this is a subconscious. This is a subconscious thing that I had to work on. So fear of the past was a subconscious, subconscious lesson that I needed to heal. Okay. So this is the energy of the spleen. So this is the spleen center. So this again is 44. It is active in my subconscious side. So here's 44. Now I'm not going to go into the planets, but here's 44. It's subconscious. So basically the sun shines a light on this center to heal gate 44. Okay. And how do you heal gate 44? I'm going to give you the 2 tangible tips for this too. And then I'll stop talking because I want to make sure you guys understand everything. I see a couple of people jumping on. Come say hi to me if you're jumping on. So to heal gate 44, if this is what you have, is the first one, new perspectives of the past to empower. And then the second one is controlled situations due to fear. So then you have now control of the situation of your fear of the past to heal this gate 44. Okay. So basically what I just went through is, oh, hi, Catherine. Thanks so much for jumping on. So basically what I just went through is, for one, what is gate 24 and how to heal it? What is gate 64? What the channel of awareness is, that is the 64 gate that connects to the 24 gate. Is what is, fear and, fear of the past blocking your blessings. Like, is that a thing for you? And then how to heal your gate 64. So the last tangible tip that I'm going to give you how to heal gate 44 is breaking the pattern or making peace with the past. So this is another tangible tip on how you can heal. Or if you say, yes, I do have fear of the past, and you notice your patterns, then there's your clue, that you may need some help in those areas. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I will also be putting this up on my YouTube. So to recap, what I talked about today was fear of the past. Is it blocking your blessings? I explained what gate 24 is. I explained what gate 64 is. That is the channel of awareness. This is part of the knowing circuit. I explained if you're blocked in your head or your ajna. I also explained how to heal gate 44. So if you want to dive deeper into any of these channels or any of these patterns to break, you can comment design. I have a few more spots to coach with me for a free month. If this is all you want to know, then we just basically personalize. You get personalized whatever you need for yourself. So if it's a personalized, I need to get out of this toxic relationship, I need to understand myself, like whatever it is, I need to understand my chart better. We go dive deep into all of that. I have a lot of all my free content on here. So I would recommend you guys, if you did not go to my masterclass, I'm taking that off of in the group. I'm going to do another week. So if you need the guide, comment guide, if you need my, I'm looking at the comments to make sure. Okay, so if you need the guide, comment guide, and if you want to do, more information on the design, Line with Your Design program, let me know about that too. And if you have not had your chart, you can comment chart. I will send you the link to get your free chart. Or if you would like to have a free chart reading with me, you can also comment that too. And like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will also tag below in the description box the group that I'm actually live right now on, if you wanted to jump on that, if you're over on YouTube watching this. And I think that's about it. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye, guys.